Hmm. Hey guys, sorry. It's Friday, and it means that we have our Friday's AMA, and nothing can change that. So we've been having it like maybe for years by now, at least for several months at least. So let's get started. As always, I will describe what we have been doing last week, what we achieved, what progress we have made. There is also some like failures maybe, so let's discuss it all. Let me give you some kind of like overview of what has been happening in Waves ecosystem. And then I have some like prepared questions from the team. I will answer them, and then I will turn to your questions in the YouTube chat. So what happened last week on Waves? Good things. So finally, XTM plan was set in motion because we have announced this plan to add like multi-collateral to XTM Treasury. This plan was accepted by the community of former USDN holders and governance token holders. So we have been working on that. Neutrino team has been implementing this. And finally, yesterday, the first batch of new tokens was donated to the treasury. It was WX token. WX team has basically donated their tokens to the treasury, and we have to thank them for that because all projects on Waves are independent, but they develop the ecosystem in general. And so in situations when ecosystem is struggling, projects want to help, so it's natural. Yesterday it was done. New collateral was added. It didn't really lead to the immediate increase of XTN price, as probably some of you had expected. But it wasn't the goal. So the goal was to kick things off, and the first batch. In future, other tokens and maybe even more WX can be added. Also, it's important to understand that if WX price goes up, it will reflect on the price of XTN as well. And there's a lot of things in WX pipeline in near future. So I think it's very probable because basically WX is actually relaunching with like effectively with new bridges. So probably it's time to talk a little about the new bridges. Unfortunately, the team that is working on the new bridges implementation and integration wasn't able to complete everything this week. There is a little left. So some part of the protocol still has to be complete. So I think it's gonna take them like several days, and next week the new bridges will be launched. It's always like that when when something needs to be launched really fast, you run into some issues that you couldn't actually predict. So, but it's really like a small part of the whole thing. So let's just wait for a few days, and the new bridges will be implemented. And I think this will basically revitalize everything on Waves because everybody's waiting for the new bridges. And once they are there, things will look much better, not only for WX, but for the ecosystem in general. So what else happened last week? As for the gateways, and I understand that people are very unhappy people who couldn't withdraw their funds from the old gateways. Gateways have been processing the transactions. Maybe not so much has been processed this week, but it's moving forward. I think there was like huge progress with Binance Smart Chain. Also, Ethereum tokens have been released, so it's moving forward. But I actually agree that it's moving a little bit too slow. So we're doing our best, and I think it should like move faster, and the team will process more transactions either today or over the weekend or maybe Monday morning. So it's coming. Please wait. I understand that it's not a good situation, and I won't say that like it's all fine. It's bad, but like we are resolving this, and I committed to resolving the situation in 1 month. So it will be resolved. And please understand that there's like a lot of independent teams on Waves now in Waves ecosystem, so they're like not related. So don't bother. Like, for example, Pepe team, the team that launches the bridges with gateways, because basically consider me to be responsible, and you can bother me, you know. So, because I'm like responsible for the whole ecosystem in general. So what else? This morning I announced the date for the power snapshot. It will be taken next Friday. So this is March the 10th. So get your Waves tokens ready. Withdraw them from exchanges, like also XTN participates, also pools participate, so you don't have to take your Waves out of pools, for example, on Waves, because they will participate as well. People are asking why is it taking us, why it's taking us so long to decide on the exact airdrop date. Yeah, there is a lot of like, we don't have to hurry actually, because we just launched the application for the power last week. It's very basic, because to really understand how it works, you need to launch some child DAOs. So we're working on that. There's going to be Waves DAO, there's going to be Charity DAO for the earthquake support. And we are working on that. So we are not in too much hurry with the snapshot. Also, some centralized exchanges want to participate, and we are thinking whether we should do something with them, because as you know, probably I'm not a very big fan of centralized exchanges, but on the other hand, they have communities, and it would be good to maybe attract more people to Waves, you know, so we are still in discussion. But in any case, the snapshot will be made in 1 week. And after that, the airdrop will be done. So what else? What else? Yeah, I think that's it, guys. So like a lot of things are happening under the hood, a lot of development. Maybe you can't see everything because there's not so much output, at least this week. But more things are coming, because there is a lot of things that we are working on. So we are still moving forward with the problems, resolution. And okay. So bear with us, guys. So we are here working for you. And once those issues are resolved, there is so many interesting and exciting things coming. I think you will be very excited. Waves 2.0, I think there is a pretty clear plan for L2. on Waves, which will be announced pretty soon, actually. Waves DAO is coming. A lot of projects are launching on Waves, like token launches, different things. So we're moving forward, and don't forget that Waves is pretty diverse now. So it's not just like myself and Virus, you know, and there's like several projects, big projects that are like exist in this ecosystem with their own roadmaps, their own pipelines. So please understand that it's not like something that is controlled by one person. It's a decentralized ecosystem, and we will working on further decentralization of it. So I'll pick some questions that were prepared for me by the team, and then I will be replying to the questions from the chat. Yeah, so nice questions, actually. Waves is blockchain for people. What do you think? What do you think about bringing AI narrative to Waves ecosystem to attract more people to use Waves blockchain? It's very interesting, actually. Once those problems are resolved that I mentioned, probably I could think about launching something, you know, because but it's not going to be some kind of like chat GPT based thing. It would be really nice to actually decentralize those systems. Yeah, because ChatGPT like spends, I think, $3 million per day on actually on the process of training their neural networks. You know, so I think that thing can be decentralized, and there's a lot of like censorship now in those chat neural network based systems, because basically there is like this massive of information that is used to basically train those networks from like real world, but you have to filter it so there is no like racist or like whatever undercurrents, you know, in this, and it's hard, and it's basically it's some kind of censorship. So last week Elon has announced some project, you know, so that is meant to fight the censorship in AI, but it's not really what I would have in mind. I think you can do it in a decentralized way. There is a lot of technical challenges, but it's very interesting, you know. So AI is really exciting, became really exciting recently. Next question. What is the next collateral will you add to XTN Treasury? Well, let's see how it goes. I think after the new bridges have been launched, I think there's going to be some kind of relaunch of Virus platform, because it will remain there, so nothing is going to happen to it. I understand that there is like a lot of FUD around Virus. But like the code base is good. Actually, there hasn't been any like problems with the code on Virus, you know, so it's a good platform, and it should actually move forward. And I think new bridges will help. So probably the next batch of tokens will be Virus tokens. And then we'll see how it goes. So there is some token that WX can donate still, and like maybe we will come up with some token that we haven't mentioned yet as well. So next one is Virus, and all the projects that were supposed to be there are actually moving forward, including swap.fi. I think there's going to be a lot of activities around the ducks. So one by one. So now we did it with WX, and WX will basically relaunch with the new bridges. And there's going to be new mechanics for WX token as well. There's going to be new mechanics for boosting profitability of the pools. There's going to be new mechanics with the fees, and this will be done to basically make the tokenomics better. So after that, we will move to Virus, and we'll help Virus to basically become great again in a way. And then maybe SwapFi, there's a lot of ideas as well. And there's going to be like leveraged pools on SwapFi. And also there is this idea to integrate like trading bots with liquidity pools so that there's like more effective utilization of liquidity in the pools. And it's very hard to do on Ethereum, but pretty straightforward on Waves. So I think we should use this opportunity to do something new. And also Waves Enterprise, there's a lot of activity with Enterprise, with the network. There's going to be some kind of like a DAO on Waves Enterprise network. It's still like not finalized, but they're moving forward as well. So it's just the beginning, guys, in terms of like new tokens. And like if we're like discussing the index, XTN is just starting. So if people are unhappy that it's just like 20 cents or even less, stay tuned. You know, it can't be like $1 or like $10 immediately, you know, because it's going to take a while. We have to work on that. You know, it's not going to be done in one day, because if we could do that, that would be awesome. But at the moment, we have to put in a lot of work to achieve that. And work takes time. Another question, will it be at Expo Dubai? Yes, so there is this conference. There's a lot of conferences in Dubai. I'm like mostly in Dubai. I was at the conference last week. Yeah, big conference that started in Moscow maybe 10 years ago. I forgot its name, but it was good actually. I liked it. I haven't been to a conference for maybe a year, I guess, you know, so it was pretty good. I presented Power Protocol, and people kind of understood it, I guess. So it was kind of good, yeah. So as for Expo Dubai, maybe, you know, so like there's a lot of things that I have to take care of. So, but on the other hand, I need to promote Power DAO and Waves. So I'll do my best to be at more conferences. And if I'm in Dubai and if I'm invited, I'll be there. So, okay, so let's turn to the chat. Familiar faces, guys. It's always a pleasure to see people coming to the AMA every week. It's great, you know, to have long-time supporters and see a lot of familiar names and faces. Sasha, when 10K Waves bounty winners announced, or it was a joke? Yeah, I'm waiting for like They changed the API on Twitter, and I applied for the access to the new API, and I'm waiting for the reply. Hi, Nick. Good to see you, Sasha. Hi, Nick. It's always a pleasure. Virus dropped, NA dropped, NSBT dropped, WX dropped, everything dropping. Why is that? The market dropped, so like Bitcoin crashed today, like not completely, but considerably. What happened to the Gravity protocol? Is it still alive? Actually, like it's kind of like transformed into what Pepe team is doing now. So they're kind of launching an update to the Gravity protocol. Check, yeah, Jira and the Grayscale. Hi, yeah, I will check. So a lot of people are messaging me, so it's hard on Telegram because like older messages go down and it's hard to like fish them out, so I want to do charity work as Korea Waves Army. What should I do? Hi, always a pleasure to see Korean people here. Yeah, I think you can participate in the Turkish DAO that we're launching. And as far as I know, there is like a pretty strong ties between Korea and Turkey. It might seem surprising, but it is true. Like Korean and Turks like each other somehow. So you should participate in that. I think as for like maybe some Korean charity DAO, if you have any ideas for a charity, maybe Asian-based charity, not like focusing specifically on Korea, maybe like more global, please reach out to me. Trade to live scammer. I'm Sasha. Okay, I'm Sasha. Nice to meet you. After adding a product to the treasury, its price increases logically, but the price of WX is reduced by 30%. I think there's going to be some kind of price support for WX because there's some USDN left from the IDO from last year. And that USDN/XTN will be used to support the price. That's the plan. What will make the Power DAO treasury? Yes, so it's coming, guys. It's coming. So next week we will like focus hard on the Power, and there's going to be some announcements, and we need to launch it fast. Because it's time. It's time to move. Like so it's time to move no matter what. And people are asking, so why don't you like resolve old problems before starting new things? But you need to understand that all the new things will be actually meant to resolve all those issues. So it's not something that like we forgot about that, we are doing something new. No, it's not like that. Obviously, we can't forget, because there's people who can't withdraw their funds from virus, and like it's impossible to forget about them. So we need to move forward, like maybe introducing new things, but those things have to, tie into the old things, So the plan is to launch new things, of course, because without launching new things, probably it's going to be pretty hard to resolve old problems. But and on the other hand, the new things have to make sense on its own, But on the other hand, they have to help us resolve the older issues. So this is it. So we're going to be launching new things, and including things that I mentioned, not only ways DAO. When the time is right, there's going to be a new stable coin, but when the time is right. So please don't thought about that. And the time now is obviously not right. And everything we will be doing will be meant to resolve all problems, but on the other hand, it has to make sense on its own. What about Anna? It dropped 10x from ICO. Where is Circana? Circana is doing fine, I think, and Anna is going to do fine as well. And so if you're like saying that like this is the only token that dropped 10x, it's not true. So crypto and the world in general had a pretty rough year. Aztec, my friend from Turkey, will Waste team offer other blockchains to add as collateral? Because probably people want to do that. Yeah, for a stable coin, yeah, I think so. Yes, so people will be able to vote for the collateral. As for Waves DAO, I would focus on Waves initially. So Waves funny node. Hi. Will be there more batches from the team, like adding more WX? It is possible. I think we can add like with WX because it's not mine tokens. It's not my tokens. Basically, I have some tokens, but it's a lot less, and they're actually locked. WX, my WX tokens are locked. So there is some like treasury on WX, and basically WX is a really helpful. They were so nice as to add those tokens to the treasury, and probably they could have more if it is needed. But let's see how it goes. Yes, guys, BTC withdrawals. I'm sorry, my apologies. Like really, BTC withdrawals haven't been made, I think, for a while from the old gateways. I will check with them. And let me try to make sure they will happen around Monday, please. Thank for help and effort to be with on our side with the Turkish earthquake. Yes, we will be launching a charity DAO. And now we have come up with the organizational structure. We found some like charitable foundation in Turkey that we can work with. And this is from a guy that works with us. So I think we can trust them. Because it's pretty hard to, so you probably can raise some crypto, but you need to spend it, on charity. And there is some like legal questions. So there has to be some kind of like legal entity that will be responsible for basically doing stuff with that money. So we found this charitable foundation in Istanbul, and we will sign some agreement with them. And after that, we will launch a Power Protocol Child DAO focused on Turkey relief. And the initial like goal we want to announce will be to build a school in Turkey. So we need to have a clear goal. And I think it's possible. We have been talking to different people in Turkey, and basically they say that it is possible. So probably this is gonna be what we will be doing. I think it's a very nice thing for some kind of like concerted community effort, to do something tangible, like build a school in the affected area. So this is what we are trying to do. There's going to be more announcements. People from Turkey will be able to participate in like execution of this. So stay tuned. Sasha, we love you. Thank you very much, guys. So some people hate me, some people, so it's good to like, I understand that not everybody hates me. will there be a marketing company to support the new bridges? Of course, it's like they are a separate team. You need to understand, like they're not here in Dubai. I see them like in real life, but like once maybe every 2 months. So they have a marketing strategy, and actually you can check because Pepe team is doing like a lot of nice marketing things, I guess. Very pretty videos, for example. So I think, and there's also Waves Labs. Waves Labs basically, let me just maybe like some kind of like go on a tangent here. Yeah. So Waves Labs is becoming some kind of like independent entity within Waves ecosystem as well. So Waves Labs will be focusing on collaborating with other projects on Waves, helping them with marketing. So there's going to be like some kind of like mutual interest, So for example, if some project is launching, it pays Waves Labs some tokens, and Waves Labs helps them with marketing. This is the plan. So Pepe team will collaborate with them. And I think it's time to make all projects on like Waves totally independent, and because it's a decentralized ecosystem, because people kind of like misunderstand the setup that we have. So people think that I like control everything. No, I'm like very motivated to help and advise, but not a beneficiary. So I'm not a legal beneficiary. I'm not like any kind of like real beneficiary. So I'm just trying to develop the ecosystem because this is something that I care about. But all the projects are independent, and now Waves Labs is becoming at least some kind of like independent entity. For example, like Consensus in Ethereum, it's like totally independent. So yes, back to the original question. There is going to be a marketing campaign for new bridges because they're not focusing on Waves only. There's going to be because they are an independent team, and they don't have to focus on Waves because they want to reach out to other communities, because it's obviously doesn't make too much sense for like interchain bridges project to focus on a couple of chains. The more chains you support, the better. So they will be like present on a lot of chains, and Waves is not going to be their only focus, obviously. Waves funny note. After XTN becomes a multi-collateral, BR will be removed. It is removed, yes, it is removed. There is no BR anymore. Yes, already. Avocado toast is a nutritious way to get your morning started. Avocado is a very good food, by the way. Because it's like it doesn't have a lot of sugar. We need liquidity, and yes, I understand that, guys. Gateways are moving forward. I understand that it could be faster, and we have faced some issues with them, but we're resolving them, and you can see that we are moving forward. So it's not that just like they're dead and nothing is happening. No, they're like working, kind of. The transactions are being processed in batches, and with the new bridges, I can't wait, because this is like, probably have a very high like tolerance barrier. I can like live with a lot of things, but at the moment I'm very excited about the new bridges, because it's time to get going, basically start moving, so because so many things depend on them, and next week I think is going to be really Great. No, it processes much more than $1,000 a week. Haswak, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. For BTC, yes, probably you're right. The guys were focusing on Binance Smart Chain last week to like resolve it. What happened in Virus yesterday with the liquidity? Yes, there is some, it's like it's fake liquidity on Virus, guys. There is this account that assumed the bad debt, and basically there is some like double counting, and yesterday it was just removed, you know, so sorry. I think one day the real liquidity on Virus will be even bigger than that. How much liquidity does Waves need to get out of a difficult situation? And also, yeah, I'm talking to investors, to some investors. So if you know somebody, or like maybe you have a lot of money, you can reach out. But I think we need to handle that at least to a certain extent, maybe as much as we can on our own, you know, because I think that we are blockchain for the people, you know, so I think we need to focus on the community instead of like working with VCs. We need to make sure that there is no beneficiary on Waves ecosystem. No, and if you like, for example, probably we could like, if we wanted to, you know, really hard, it's not going to be, it wouldn't be easy. But if we wanted to raise, I don't know how much, okay, millions, yeah, we could. But in this case, there will be a very clear beneficiary of Waves ecosystem. And I think it's time to get rid of beneficiaries. Everybody has to become a beneficiary, like everyone. The community itself as a whole has to become the beneficiary of Waves ecosystem. So there shouldn't be one beneficiary. There shouldn't be one person or group of people that benefit. Everybody should benefit. And this is the only way for blockchain projects to actually move forward. Like another off-topic conversation like this, some thing that I would like to mention. Last week, or I don't know, maybe 10 days ago, the director of SEC said that everything but Bitcoin is a security. Because there is always a team behind any project that profits from the project growth, you know. So even Ethereum is a security, even like, I don't know, anything, because there is a team, you know, so it's pretty harsh, I think. But on the other hand, maybe we can create a system when everybody benefits, when there is no like one beneficiary, you know, or a group of people, you know. So in this case, it won't be security. There's going to be like two things that are not a security: Bitcoin and Waves, you know. And I think it's an awesome goal, and I would really love it, because I'm not a beneficiary of Waves. I've never been one, and my goal is to become some kind of like an ecosystem evangelist, rather than a person who makes money, because I'm not a businessman. So I think this is the direction that we should really take now, to create a system where everyone is beneficiary. Okay, back to your questions. Yeah, Haslak, I'm sorry about the BTC gateway. I wanted to push them today, but they had some other issues, so we couldn't process that. I'm sorry. I will make sure that your transactions are processed until Monday. I think you messaged me on Telegram, as far as I remember. X dub. So how do you plan to reintroduce USDT from the legacy market into Virus again? I think we will have to keep the legacy market separate, and there's going to be new markets with the new tokens. I don't believe anyone will trust the new gateway. People will trust it, believe me. It's going to be like, first, it's going to be very transparent. Second, it has no connection to the old one. It's not like focusing on waves. It's like a multi-chain, inter-chain protocol, which we just integrate, which WX team integrates, but it's not their product. So people will trust it, believe me, because it will be made to be trusted. Where is my Lambo? You lied to us. I think some people bought a Lambo with their profits they've made on waves, and it's not me. Yeah. Timmy, hi, Timmy Okanto. Timmy is asking about the power snapshot. It will be done next Friday, so in 7 days, the 10th. Sasha, time to go to jail. Hi, I love you too. The liquidity of ERC20 hasn't been replenished for 2 weeks. No. I think they have made some transactions. Hi, Sasha. Why that the donation of collateral had zero effect in shoring up price of XTN, even though it was always marketed to do so? So it's like, yeah. So let me just maybe elaborate on that. So the smart contract price wasn't really correct. There was some hack to keep the price on the level that would actually be closer to the market price. But now it's not like that. Now it's all fair. This hack is removed, and the smart contract price reflects the market price. So this is a good first step. And everything's working. And also the next step is to maybe increase the value of this collateral. So what I'm trying to say now is it was just the first step, and there is more steps to follow. Aztec is asking a good generic philosophical question. I will answer. So just maybe to distract your attention from the gateways. What do you think about the future of Bitcoin, blockchain, and decentralization? I think the future is pretty dim. It's pretty unclear and uncertain now, because what is happening now, crypto is turning into some kind of e-money system. So we have PayPal, and crypto is becoming like PayPal 2.0. So it's not really about decentralization. It's about different approach to payment systems. So that's it. And this is not why I'm in crypto, because if it was about payment system development, I wouldn't be doing this, because I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. So for me, it's about decentralization. So I think the crypto will split in two parts, unequal parts. 90% or even more people will be doing this centralized crypto because everything is very centralized now. Even Bitcoin is pretty centralized, although it's better than a lot of other things. And there's going to be some kind of crypto anarchy type of guys who will still be doing decentralization. And also, and I'm obviously more interested in doing this decentralization. And also, and it's very clear, it's a very clear milestone now, so it's like a watershed moment at the currently. You understand that crypto basically is splitting into two parts. One part is Binance, American exchange, what's its name, Coinbase. Ethereum is becoming pretty centralized, in my opinion. With our current proof of stake setup, it's quite centralized. It can be censored, actually. And this is like mainstream crypto, but there's going to be more to crypto. There's going to be a part of crypto that will remain decentralized and will push the decentralization further. And I'm going to be very active in that part of the crypto ecosystem. Okay. Hi, yesterday there were added 100 million tokens to the mainnet account. Where is it explained how this contract will work to balance XTN price gradually? So what it actually achieved, it brought the price on the contract closer to the market price. And that was the idea to do it, like the first time. Now, new batches of tokens can be added that would increase the smart token price, smart contract price, which in turn would increase the market price. So this is it. This is like the first step. So now what will happen? For example, if WX is doing fine, its price can go up, which will increase XTN price. Also, new collateral, when added, will increase XTN price as well. So, I understand that people expected that XTN would become like $1, but guys, please let's like move slowly here because it's very hard to do in current market conditions. We have to be really inventive and smart, so we can't resolve it with money, it has to be done through like making right decisions and coming up with right proposals and coming up with working products. It can be resolved with money. So, and it means that it can be resolved in one day. Creating products needs work, and work takes time. So the plan is pretty clear. There's going to be more tokens added to XTN. The tokens can go up in price, which will increase XTN price as well. There's going to be like new tokens proposed for the inclusion into XTN treasury. So just the beginning. I understand that you think that we are moving too slowly, but we are working like 24/7. Russian oligarchs are banned from many exchanges. Can't you pull them to the wave system? They're a very difficult bunch, Russian oligarchs, and I don't want to participate in any kind of money laundering. I've never done so, and I never will, because I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Good afternoon. Please tell me, will the WCT token will be useful? I think there's going to be some utility to it. It will be kind of replaced by power in a way. But a lot of people hold WCT still, like some OGs. And I think it will make sense for new projects on Waves to do some airdrops to WCT token holders, because by doing so, they will reach out to the OGs, So I think there's going to be some utility. I personally won't be like pushing it too hard because I will be focusing on power, which I find to be very promising and actually versatile. There's a lot of things that can be launched on power, which will be useful for Waves. So let me focus on that. And my next focus will be on launching Waves DAO and Charity DAO. But I think WCT will live because it makes sense, actually, because the people who have it have been in Waves for years, so, and it makes sense to reach out to them for new projects, at least. Increase the coefficient A in swap, you need to push the XTN price. Okay, wait. Yeah, okay, so I'll think about it. Power token drop to Neutrino Treasury. Yes, XTN will participate. Hey, Sasha, check my tweet. Jiren, hi. Send it to me. I think you know my Telegram. If I'm not responding, please message me again. XTN to $20. Let's work on that, guys. Let's work on that. And I have a couple ideas about ducks. They're moving according to their roadmap. I've discussed it with them. I think it's pretty good. So as for ducks, they have a pretty small, but engaged community, So I think that everything is going to be fine, but they're not going to be moving too fast. So maybe we can do something else with egg token. And I have a couple ideas. And I will actually turn to them as soon as I have some more free time. Okay, again, so August is asking me what happened to Anno. I replied, I think Anno is doing fine. You can actually ask Serkan. I'm talking to him pretty often. Actually, I think Anna has a lot of potential. I have sent you the address on Telegram. Did you check? Though I think you had some tokens stolen from you, but it's like if they're like gateway tokens, something can be done. But if they are like non-gateway tokens, nothing can be done, unfortunately, because it's blockchain, so you can't reverse transactions. So if they're stuck on a gateway, there's a chance that the transactions can be reversed. Otherwise, nothing can be done, unfortunately. Kola show, Sasha, do you think that the new USDT and USDC markets and viewers are safe now to provide liquidity, or it would not be a good idea? I'm not gonna tell you that it's gonna be safe or something. And the idea is to make some updates to the protocol, to P2P lending protocol, because what was on Virus is not unique. It's basically what was on Avi, on Ethereum, and without any updates. But those protocols have their drawbacks, because they don't guarantee that you can withdraw your money. It's not only on Virus. This is how it works. So if you're a little bit more mathematically inclined or scientifically inclined and know something about like consensus theory, as they don't guarantee liveness, you know. And I think it should be updated. So there's going to be some kind of update to the protocol that will guarantee that you will be able to either withdraw your funds or withdraw the collateral of the borrowers. You know, so I think it should be done because it's not only a virus problem. It can happen to any lending platform on any chain. So once it's launched, I don't think there's going to be any like smaller tokens with a little liquidity on virus. I think it's going to be only majors like Waves, Ethereum, USDT, USDC at the beginning. So the risk that there is going to be some problem again is very low. And on the protocol level, it will be actually decreased to almost zero, you know. So this is the plan. Because I want to relaunch virus, but we need to come up with some update to how it works, you know. And I think we need to like resolve this problem with the absence of a guarantee that you can take your money back. So, because it's not nice, because people don't understand that. And it's not about virus, it's about any lending protocol on any chain. The same can happen on any chain. What about making a Waves WX credit card? Yeah, I think, yes, so WX guys will work on that. I know a lot of like payment processors, actually. I can connect them to, so once the bridges are launched, next step will be fiat integration. And the same will happen to Pepe team, I think. They will have their own pipeline for processing and integration of payment processors. So yes, it all depends on the new bridges. And they're coming next week. When the XTN will be added to other cryptocurrency exchanges. I'm not sure that it should be the focus now. Let's just like develop it a little, and then we will list it. It's not too difficult to list it at a couple exchanges, not like on Binance, obviously, but on pretty good ones. But let's just maybe like develop it a little, you know. You said need to be smart making wrong decisions. You and the team made a whole lot of wrong decisions and strategies ever since the invention of Waves. Nothing works. I don't agree with you. We are different. And in my opinion, it's not, I like, if you mean that like we're not successful, but I don't want any success. I want a very particular success. I want to do exactly what I want to do, you know. And it's like, I don't care about like becoming rich or something. So if you are saying that like we are not top 10 cryptocurrency, I don't care about that because I wouldn't like to be that. I want to do exactly what I want to do, you know. So if someone said that like you are like a failure, I will reply define failure, you know. For me, a lot of things that are successful and people deem successful are a failure, you know. So I'm not faced with your comment in the slightest. Yeah. As for lending protocols, Tomasz Bakowski, hi, by the way. Yes, so lending protocols are pretty tricky. You know, when you have pools lending pools, it's not going to be smooth. Never. So, because only peer-to-peer lending is safe, like 100% safe. All those like lending pools are basically replicate traditional model, like banking model. And obviously, you know what sometimes happens to banks and has happened to them always, so bank runs and this is the same, but like on a new decentralized kind of footing. So you can't expect a very different outcome because this model basically replicates the old model, which has been in finance for centuries, So what is a bank? It's like it's pooled lending organization, kind of like. So it's the same as AVI, so only peer-to-peer lending can work without any issues. But you can do something actually with the pools as well, because blockchain allows you to enhance all those mechanisms that had some issues without blockchain, so it's not that you should actually not participate in any lending protocols. I think some markets on AVI are very safe. For example, if you like provide USDT and people borrow USDT with Bitcoin collateral, I think it's pretty safe, so. But it's not like that for smaller tokens with less liquidity, and that's when you are running into issues. And this is what exactly happened on Virus, as you know. Sasha, when there be an offer for people from the old markets on Virus USDT, at least give us hope. If you mean for people who hasn't converted to XTN, well, we'll try to come up with a way to maybe, for example, what could we do? We could actually do some market making for the LP token, vesting LP token. Some people want to sell it faster with a loss. Okay, if they want so. Okay. And we can like buy it back from them. Then we can import it back, receive XTN, and there's going to be some profit from this, I think. And we can send this profit or a part of this profit to people who didn't convert to XTN vesting, for example. It's not going to be too much, but it could be a start. Yes, so the idea is to get everybody moving, not only legacy markets, but also people who are just stuck and get nothing at the moment. So probably if they were getting some payouts, it would be easier for them. This is one of the ideas. What feature about Waves 2.0 are you most looking to showcasing? I think we need to publish finally, because I promised to publish a light paper and like so many things, and it's really hard to focus on it. It's easier to focus on the concept, but it's, for me at least, pretty hard to focus on like actually writing something coherent longer than a page. So, but we will do that. So there's going to be 2 parts, and we will improve our L1 and we will create L2 with EVM. And I think the approach is going to be pretty unique. There's going to be a ZK technology used in this for L2 to L1 interaction, but people will have to lock their waves on L1 to participate in L2. So the idea is to create a lot of incentives for waves as well. there is some details to be like figured out still, but we are pretty close to announcing. And I think in March it will happen. A lot of people trust you. Please don't let their trust down, guys. Never. So I'm doing my best for you guys. Really, it's not the best of times now, so, but it's not only for waves. So our problems are very minuscule compared to like problems a lot of people are facing now. Don't forget about that. Yeah, so it's time to do the lottery. And I asked you to come up with a new mechanics to do the raffle, the weekly raffle. Some people reached out to me, but it's not conclusive. So it's like still in discussion. So probably let's do it like the same way we did it before. And I hope you will come up with a better idea, because I actually didn't have a lot of time to think about that this week somehow. So what I'm doing, I open Twitter and I type the hashtag Waves Army into Twitter search. And I hope that the Twitter algorithm is fair. Kind of is, but I do agree that it depends on your location. Okay, so I don't know the guy. It's a post about tsunami. So it looks pretty good actually, because it's a new face. I don't know the handle. And I will tweet this now. Wait. So the winner is Tony Anselm, who posted a nice tweet about tsunami exchange. And tsunami basically is going to do great as well, I think, when the new bridges are there, because they really need new bridges. Actually, it's a great product. Check it out. Actually, it is pretty nice, and they don't have a very big team. But it's almost like, or like, it is like DYDX, you know, like it's good, actually, it's good. There is some improvements to be made, but in terms of interface, I like it a lot. Okay, so yeah, so I'm with you for 1 hour. I think it's time to slowly wrap the thing up. Get a second job at McDonald's like the rest of us. Oh, cool. Yes. Yeah. Let's guys, let's do something really, something good together, some community effort that will make everyone the beneficiary. As I said, it's not some kind of like fanciful thinking, or like some kind of like illusion. No, I think this is the only way for crypto projects to move forward. I mentioned you that SEC guy who said that everything but Bitcoin is a security because there is a beneficiary always. And let's just make this beneficiary to be decentralized, like spread all over the community, So let's just start a huge DAO now, not in terms of money, but in terms of like output and your participation. And let's just turn the page, not for Waves, but for crypto in general, because I think it's possible. And I think this is the only possible way for us to proceed, because crypto that we knew before is dead. It's not going to be back. Now it's time for new things. And I think I have a lot of things to offer, not maybe for the old crypto, but for the new crypto, because old crypto wasn't my thing. I liked crypto before 2016, I guess. But now it's coming back. I think it's coming back now. And maybe this is the time for us to rise up and shine. So thank you for being with me, being with Waves. Thank you for your questions. If you're unhappy with some things on Waves, guys, I'm more unhappy than you, like 10,000 times more, So it will all be resolved, and I'm doing my best. I'm always with you. So stay with Waves. There's so many things coming. See you next week. Power to the people. Have a nice, productive, and hopefully calm week. Thank you, guys. See you next week.